Okay.
So
let
we
me
don't
start.
need a Mac.
And
Good
tomorrow
morning, good
Mahatma
morning,
Gandhi.
class 7,
Yeah.
Yes.
and a very warm welcome. So today we are going to quickly complete the topic, the directive principles of state policy and fundamental rights. Before that, I would like to give you a small reminder that next week, Monday and Friday, there will be no live class, but
Monday there will be a
send
test.
you, I'll send you a
Open book.
paper. So this is going to be a marked paper. The answers must be written in your classwork copy. You are going to write down the answers and you are going to send it to
Open book.
open book. Yes, open book. One thing that I can say is, okay, about copying the questions. If you want to copy the questions, no problem. If you do not, if you want to write down the questions later on, that is also all right. One thing, please try to maintain time. Do not take a very long time. I would request everyone to write the date and how much time you took to complete the paper on top. So then what will happen is you will only, next time when you write, you can only check with your time. How much time am I taking to complete a paper? So for 10 marks, usually in exam of an 80 marks, when you sit for an 80 marks paper, we say for 10 marks, don't keep more than 20 minutes. But for you all, I have kept it for 30 minutes. So try to maintain that time limit. That is my only suggestion. Writing in the copy is very important. Yes, Rishabh, I can see your video. I can see you. I can absolutely see you, which is, there is no problem. I think you are facing some problem with your computer. Okay. And one more thing is you are to send it to me on Monday by 2. Please do write your name. And in the subject of the mail, you write your name and history. Just mention that because next week many papers will come, so that it doesn't get mixed with other sections and all other works. So that is all about next week. But today, since I'm meeting you last day before the pujo, let us quickly finish and then we can have a little bit of nice discussion session on pujo. Okay, we were doing the fundamental rights, right? So we learned about right to equality. We learned about right to freedom, freedom of speech, and the various freedoms. Okay, I have uploaded this since some children requested that, ma'am, can you give the recording? We can, can you give the study material? It's from your book only. So you can read your book as well. That is very important and that is good enough if you read your book. If you want to read it from here, this is also given in a very organized way. You can give a reading to this. I have uploaded it in Vicon. Okay, so last day we did right against exploitation as well. Now, I was telling you that India is a very big country. And India, if you think about India's history, phase by phase, as you have learned India's history, you will see how each religion took shape in India. And the people who follow these religions, they are, we are very much connected with it. It is a way of bonding the people as well. Now, if India decided to follow one particular religion, I want to hear your views. What do you think will be the problem?
Ma'am, there will be discrimination of other religions.
There will be discrimination.
Yes, there will be fights between each religion, and nobody
There
will
will be
accept
fights.
that thing.
Okay.
And that who will follow means, like, ma'am, if we say that Muslim will join Hinduism, they will not do, and they will start a fight. They will start a fight.
Force people to convert, it will be a problem. Okay. Parthiv said there will be no harmony. Okay, next. Anyone else? Any views?
Ma'am, if all cultures are not accepted, then somebody's principles may be against someone else's principles, but one of them will not be allowed to do what they want, because their culture is not the
Be
official
allowed.
culture of it.
Absolutely.
Any religion will
Example, if anybody like me or somebody like you or somebody else is told to change the religion to Muslim, for example, then he will or she will not do it, because why we will change our God? Why we will follow any other God?
Yes,
That is
you
the
have to
problem.
force people to change, and
Yes.
one's principles will be hampered to follow the others. True,
Yes.
true. And Shaurabh, you were saying something?
Ma'am, I was saying tolerance to other religion will be less.
Tolerance towards other religions will be less. Yes. So again, going back, and one thing, Shriyam, the religion is Islam. Muslim are the people who follow
Yes,
Islam.
sorry. Islam.
So you see, very true. As per your observation, I agree with it. If there was no right to freedom, India is a huge country with various, people with different religions. We see Hinduism, Islam, Christianity to dominate. But then there are other smaller communities, even smaller communities like Buddhism, Jainism. Many tribal religions are there. Now, converting so many people will be difficult. Now, these people, when you are forcing them to convert, of course, once again, going back to the first theme, that, it is going to hamper our well-being. Then what, it's like coming out of the rule of the Britishers and again being enslaved, or being under any other dictator form of government. It will be again going under any dictator form of government, where the government is forcing us to follow one religion which I don't want to, which I then what is the meaning of such a long freedom struggle? What remains is what is the meaning of such a huge sacrifice made by people for so many years? So we were being the slave, we were working for the Britishers, we were under their dictator rule, and now we are going back to the same thing, and then it will again cause religious divisions, not harmony among the people, but division among the people. And we know from our country's history that whenever we have been divided, some foreign power has come and exploited us, ruled over us. It is the basic thing. If rulers could have been united in the past in every way, then no foreign power would have been able to come and conquer us. What happened here is the same thing. So the government decided not to force the people, because we are a democracy. In a democracy, some power should be there with the people, and the people's, for the people's well-being, they need to choose some, they should be allowed free to choose their own. And you see, religion plays a very, very important role in our lives as well. Though I'm not saying we all go to, different, we can worship any form of God. We celebrate Christmas also. We celebrate Diwali also. We celebrate Eid also. But now it has become like this. But you see, religion does play a role in our lives. What do you think? Agreed or not agreed?
Yes, ma'am.
Agreed.
Yes, ma'am, agreed.
Our festivals, the pujas we have at home, then a very simple thing. How many of you, before going to the exam, does, oh God, Ma Saraswati, please bless me, like this? We do not.
Mummy.
Yes.
Mummy.
So it
We
gives
believe in God to help us.
My mother to give her my blessing.
Yes. So there was this controversy.
I take the blessings of my elders, but I don't, pray.
The blessings of your elders.
And
That
the
is
blessings of my
enough.
mother.
But
And
like
the
my
blessing of my
blessings.
grandmother and grandfather.
see, this is also in your culture, because from religion, a part of us are, this is our culture. Like in our, you can say in Hinduism, when someone comes home, we do a pranam, or we do namaste, come in, we welcome that way. Then in Islam, they do salam, they do, they
Aslam walaikum.
Ah,
Walaikum
yes.
assalam.
Walaikum assalam.
In a way, influences our culture, our food habits also to some extent. So you will see these leave an impact on us. On whatever happens, you may not be a very big, you may not be the person, like I am not a person who is always doing a lot of pujas and doing a lot of fasting and all such things. No, I don't do that.
My mother is like that.
Yes, but when my festivals come, I enjoy them. It makes me happy when my festivals come, when Durga Puja comes. So this is ensuring my well-being. Okay, that is why the freedom of religion was very important, and India had such a sad history of riots. Very severe riots had taken place in the past. Then, especially during partition of India, that is why it was decided that freedom of religion must be given due importance, and any person in this country, as long as you are not hurting the sentiments of the community or other people in the society, you are free to practice, you are free to follow any religion of your choice. You can read namaz also, you can decorate your house on Christmas also, you can do Buddha Purnima also, you can do any ritual, as long as you are not saying or doing something that is
Harming other people.
against the common community. All right. Yes, Poojash, you wanted to say something. Your hand was raised. Yes.
Ma'am, actually, in the India of my dreams, I want to stop one kind of discrimination, and that is discrimination of food. People think that only Muslims can eat beef, Muslims can't eat pork. I want to stop this. Everybody can eat everything.
I agree with you. See, it is not a discrimination started by India. It's a religious belief. It's actually a religious belief. Now, what we do is that, about us, Hindus cannot eat cow, or that is beef, beef, or Muslims cannot eat pork. These things that come up, then Buddhists have to be pure veg. This is the core belief of these religions. Like in Hinduism, if you go back to the Aryan time that we did in class 6, that you all did in class 6, you will remember cow has always been a domesticated animal, and from
And a
cow,
holy animal.
Aryans have got milk. From those milk, they used to make butter. Milk used to give ghee, butter, everything that was good. And drinking milk itself was very good. So you will see Indian mythology, Indian the Vedas, everywhere, the importance of cow has been given. Hence, something that is helping us so much, we don't kill it.
You can't
From
eat
that
that.
thought comes this thought that you shouldn't eat it. But what we are doing is that, what man do later on, they use this thing in a negative way to spread hatred. Oh, you have done this, that means you are a criminal, you have done, don't take it that way also. Now things are becoming a little liberal. Yes,
I have heard from a person that Muslims don't eat pig because they roam around in dirt. That's why they're
mud.
dirty.
They roam around in mud.
Yes.
True. See, once again, as I just said, that they have their own beliefs and reasons for not doing it. But Now the thing is, if someone willingly does something and then you are going to fight with that person, spread hatred, that is not the right thing to do. You know, to
Yes.
spread hatred in any way, that I think is the most wrong thing to do in any form, whether be it religion or regional, any form. So this is right to freedom of religion, and right to freedom of religion is very important once again to ensure the well-being of the people. If this right is taken away, once again, you will see India might be divided, there might be riots and divisions. Just like religion, our culture is very important to us. Like we Bengalis, we have our culture, we have some traditions, some food habits. A Gujarati may have some kind of food habits, some festivals, some traditions. People from Jammu and Kashmir may have something different. People from Northeast may have something different. People in the South, they follow their own cultures. Along with that, once again, there are lots of small tribal communities in India. Not the majorities, but minor tribal communities are also there in great numbers, and they need to preserve their culture. They need to preserve their, they have different art forms. They have different, they know certain things which they should preserve. Hence, their language, their culture, the cultural and educational rights. So every community has the right to preserve their own language, their customs, their religious, ceremonies and everything. And the government should try to, under cultural and educational rights, the government tries to promote them. How does it try to promote them? Like, you are following your first language as English, which is fine. But don't you learn your regional language also in schools?
Hindi.
Hindi, Bengali,
Yes,
go
Bengali,
down south, then they learn
Oriya.
Sanskrit.
yes,
Oriya.
Oriya. Some are taught
Tamil, Telugu.
Telugu. So they are trying to promote, even this is being told that teachers who are teaching in tribal regions or in a little backward area of India, they should try to communicate with the people, the children, in their local language. One of my aunts, she works in a school in a tea garden in North Bengal. So many students of the ladies of the hillsides, what they do in the tea garden is tea plucking. Have you seen? They come to pluck those trees and they put the tea leaves in the basket at the back.
They have basket, yeah. They take
big
it and put
basket
in
in
the
They
the
use
basket.
back.
basket in the back. Yes.
Absolutely. So these women are mostly
Near Darjeeling.
of
we
the
can
north.
find.
Okay.
Yeah.
These women,
Their tea is famous.
yes, and their children, now the government is trying to tell that their children must come to school, get education. Now, if you don't talk their language, they are coming to school for the first time, and many of them are the first generation of learners in their family history. Many children are the very first ones to come to school. Before them, nobody in their family had gone to school to learn. They learned from their daily life experiences, and what their work was, they learned it and they did the work. No schooling or anything. Now, with them, if you talk in English, what do you think what will happen?
They will not be able to communicate
will
with
not
us and
understand.
because they are comfortable with their own
They will ask us to
own
speak the
culture,
tribal
own
language.
tribal
Absolutely.
language.
See, like you said, they will use their own language. We will try to teach them in English, or maybe, if we force Bengali also, they don't even speak properly in Bengali. What is going to happen is they will not understand anything, and then they will lose interest. If you don't understand, you will lose interest in anything, and there will be dropouts. Those who came to school, they leave school and they will, remain at home, and their marks or anything will not be. Maybe it's a very good student, the child is very intelligent, but if I teach you in Tamil language, you will not understand. Or if I
Ma'am,
teach
for
you
the
language,
ma'am,
tell.
excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
If someone is opening his school or in any other
Hmm.
state or something like that, first from the basics, we should start that by saying their own language, and later by moving to another, we can it can
Translating.
Basics
starting from the root
culture
level to
must be,
the last level.
you need to know that, because, and that is how the government is trying to
Alphabets, yes, first alphabets, then numbers, like
then
that.
numbers. Very good. Slowly, if you communicate in their language, they will understand, and when they understand, they will find interesting, and if they find interest, they will like to come to school, and there will be no dropouts. If there is dropouts, one thing about lockdown what has happened, which is very disturbing. You all are still, in metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, maybe still now many schools are working on online mode, but very sadly there have been articles in the newspapers, on news, this has come many times, that in government schools, the poor, many children, who study there, they belong to a very economically backward class. What has happened is their parents are not able to afford a phone and so much of data and all, so their parents, and many parents have lost jobs. The parents are they were daily wage earners, and the parents have lost jobs. So what have they done? They have dropped their children. They have just removed their children from school, and child labor has increased a lot in India in the past 1 year. Child
Yes,
labor, and for girls, it is even worse. Child marriage. Because now, when the fathers are, suppose they worked in any building, in making the buildings and all. Now everything is stopped, and for everyday work they used to get money. Now they are saying that, oh, my daughter, I cannot take any more care of her. Let us get her married and let us send her to her in-laws' house. Child marriage and child labor due to COVID, one very sad scenario of India. This has increased a lot in the past 1 year. Yes, Ishan, you wanted to share something.
Yes, ma'am, that in religion, that Islam religion is not a bad, but few peoples made them bad, like Taliban. Taliban make new rules, but no rules were there before.
Absolutely. No
I
religion,
did
every religion
And
tries
they
to
use their
harmony.
religion. They
Absolutely.
use their
due to this,
ma'am,
people think
Try to
Muslim means bad
spread
people.
hatred. And why are we spreading hatred? To show that we are more powerful. Oh, I
Powerful.
am more powerful than this. And
Yeah.
to gain that power and all, we try to spread more hatred. But no religion, none of the religion tries to create divisions in society and say that you harm others intentionally. Never. None of the religions do so. It is us. We manipulate things and we interpret it that way, and we try to gain more power and try to spread hatred.
Yes.
Okay, next
Ma'am,
is
excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Recently,
yes.
you have seen a
ma'am, religion is
seen,
not good
hacks.
because it demonstrates power, ma'am.
No, it is us. We humans
Yes, ma'am,
take
we
it in a
demonstrate
wrong way. See, if you take it anything in a positive way, then there is no harm. But if you take it in a wrong way, then it will, of course, you can spread hatred also. It's how we use it that's very important. Yes, Shriya?
Recently there was an ad in TV. You may have seen that that Byju's is trying to remove the child labor by giving some tab, laptops, mobile. So
Just
if they
like
start
Neeraj
doing
Chopra.
Yes. if we do just like that thing and spread this thing, it will be good
Something
thing.
at least. If
Yes.
yes,
Or giving just
Because
a
a
mobile or to every try to give every
that
family
is what one thing
stuff.
very good is our West Bengal government is also trying to provide mobiles and all to
Yes.
children so that
Yes, ma'am.
they can attend classes. But this is
Neeraj
happening
Chopra
all over
started his own
India.
foundation regarding
Not
this.
only here but all over India. In the one very bad impact of COVID has not only been on our health but on other things as well. Child labor and child marriage in India in the past 1 year has become very high, which is a wrong sign. Okay, now moving on. Now we have the right to constitutional remedies. What do you mean by right to constitutional remedies? This, children, is a very, very important right, because this right ensures that all your other fundamental rights are protected. The right to constitutional remedies makes sure that all your other fundamental rights are protected and they are not taken away from you. Very simple. If somebody tries to by force take away your rights, if somebody by force tries to hamper the democracy of the country, then you can always go and file a case against that person in the court. Ishan, I think, asked me last day, ma'am, the one who is complaining, does that person has to pay a money? See, nowadays, we don't fight the cases directly. We appoint lawyers.
Lawyers.
Yes, they fight it on
My
our
uncle
behalf.
is a lawyer.
Civil lawyer, criminal lawyer.
Most
Civil,
I don't know.
criminal, there are many.
Yes.
Then there are tax. Then you will see there are quite a few divisions where they work. Absolutely. So this is very, very important. This is very, very important fundamental right, that you can go to the court, and when you go to the court you can put across your point and the judge will listen to both the sides in a fair way and then pass the judgment. So you see, children, this fundamental right is the fundamental right that is protecting all the other rights. It is like a protective blanket for all the other rights, because all citizens, every citizen, you should know this, even if it's a poor citizen, or suppose somebody has been caught by the police on the charges of stealing from someone's home. You have got inside someone else's property and taken away someone else's property, so it's a crime. If you are caught, now whether you really try to do it or not, or what is the scenario, how much, how many days you should be in jail, what is the punishment, now this person will be taken to court. Everybody has the right to be taken to court and get constitutional remedies. That is why you will see when I don't know if you have ever watched it in a movie or anywhere, that there are two lawyers. One you say is the prosecution and another one you say is the defense. Have you heard these two words?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Defense are not procedure.
Correct.
And you hired the defense and the prosecution and the defense argue against each other.
Absolutely. The prosecution and the defense argue against each other. Now, if the defense is able to prove the innocence of the person, then you can,
But many times
if the prosecution is able to prove his point, then the person will be punished accordingly. You see, even a poor person, if that person cannot afford to appoint a lawyer, then the state, it is the rule of our country, the state government must provide a free lawyer to that person. One lawyer, everyone is entitled to be heard in the court before the punishment is given to you. I don't know, one more thing, if you have observed, that is, you will see, that there's a line that is, no innocent person should be sent to jail. For that, even if a guilty has to be, if a guilty, innocent until proven guilty. Have you heard this line?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Until
sir.
proven guilty. So the court takes this that everyone is innocent
Yeah.
till
Innocent until they're proven guilty by the judge.
that person is guilty, and
We will rejoin, right?
yes,
Rejoin the
please
class.
rejoin. Please do rejoin. I'll tell the directive principles quickly, and then we will end it. So, constitutional remedies, that is, everyone has the right to go to court to protect their fundamental rights, to seek help in case any fundamental right is taken away or violated. Okay, right to education.
Ma'am, will we rejoin?
Last day only. Yes, please do rejoin. Please do rejoin. Once you rejoin, then I will start directive principles of state policy. For directive principles of state policy, you can take a note of this. Now, these are our fundamental rights. Now, also the Constitution tries to make sure that the government is working properly. The government, the rules, the laws that the government is making, it is keeping in mind what? The ideals written down in the preamble. It is keeping in mind the ideas, the ideologies that the preamble has already set, and the government needs to